What's up guys, it's Denadon here, and today I am revisiting my Abusing Aerodynamics video. If you remember seeing that one, I was trying to glitch out the way aerodynamics work in Kerbal Space Program by making a craft that can get ridiculous power for no thrust at all. And it didn't quite work in that video, but I've since come back and I've found a way that does. So I bring you this thing, the Game Breaker X as I've called it. Now as you can see, it is just a small probe on top with an Oscar B fuel tank, the LV-1 engine, a large control surface acting as a wing, and then 3 smaller control surfaces acting off it. So let's see how this goes. Now immediately we have to throttle up and thrust to get over because I launch it directly up. But you can see at the moment normally we're not accelerating very much at all. But as soon as we turn on SAS, look at the speed go. I can cut the thrust now, and look, I don't need to touch anything. We're doing over 1,100 meters a second in a straight line. Now the reason why this is happening is it's doing the exact same problem that causes the Infiniglider, which is when the control surfaces move, they're implying a force. And in this case, you've got control surfaces attached to control surfaces. That's resulting in them constantly adjusting themselves to their position, constantly moving all the time, which means that you always get this sort of thing where it just keeps on going and going and going and it glitches out and it has no idea what it's doing. And it's almost impossible to fly, but you can get, as you can see, some ridiculous speeds from doing it. So we're just going to bring this around here. We're going to come around, and as I say, I've got thrust left. I'm not even using the engine now. If I turn off the SAS, you can see that my speed will slowly drop off. There go the mark effects, they're gone. And I'm drifting around upside down at the moment, so we'll flip that around again. Come around, try and make this thing turn. The problem with this design, of course, is that it doesn't want to turn, it just doesn't believe it can. So we can try our best, but nothing is happening here. So I'm going to show you the next design I had where I made a manned version of this. So we'll go back to the spaceplane hangar. So here we go, this is the manned cockpit. Now as you can see, it is just a simple Mark 1 cockpit with some control surfaces attached. So we're going to do the same thing, throttle up, launch, try and get some speed as we go. You can see we're already twitching as it picks up forces, so we're going to rotate it to encourage them further. And just watching that the speed should be slowing down now that we're out of fuel, but we're increasing in speed steadily. And this thing is kind of hard to control, which I suppose makes sense given all it is control surfaces. But here we go, we're getting faster and faster. This is probably not very comfortable with the Kerbals. So we've got Jebediah here. See, yeah, he's not got the best view inside, so I'm going to get out of that before I get dizzy. And let's bring this around, back towards land. And this one doesn't have quite the same impact as the other one, but you can see it is still working. We can still get some considerable speed out of it. And it's a manned version, so if you theoretically, if you attached this to an aircraft, you could make it into a drop pod, which you could drop Kerbals anywhere, because this cockpit has quite good damage durability. But anyway, so we're going to just fly around the Space Center, try not to fly into it, spin out of control and crash straight into the research building. So that was fun. But I have one last design to show you for this video, so we'll go back to the spaceplane hangar and we'll fly it. So this is a final version of the same probe that I showed before, and you can see the only difference is I've added additional small surfaces to the front that make things even more stupid. So we'll get some speed here, and then we'll just start spinning it and watch what happens as it spins. Look at it pick up vortex as it goes. We don't want to get too high because this effect only really works in the thicker atmosphere. So we want to climb a bit and we'll spin round, 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 round. And you can watch the parts sort of glitch out at times and they're not sure where they're supposed to be anymore. So this thing turns a lot better than the other one does. So I think this design is superior. Plus, it just looks stupid when you do that, because you're just tumbling towards the ground. The nav ball doesn't even know what it's doing anymore. And we've completely separated the parts, and we crashed. So let's do that one more time, then I'll end the video. So back to revert to launch. Now, it's difficult to take this one off, but once you get it into the air, it's quite fun to fly. So I'm not sure whether you could use this at all for a proper space program, but for just simple messing around, it works quite well. So we'll just pick up speed again. It basically works like a helicopter, this almost. So get some speed going, then we want to add another control input into it just to see what happens. And we're tumbling a bit, so we want to correct that, and we stabilized it. So you can see it's quite agile, isn't it, for a little probe. So we're going to come around again, pick up lots of speed in the process. And you can see, look at the parts separate as it doesn't know what to do anymore. And that is quite entertaining, I think. But I'm going to leave this video here with some success, with the nav ball frozen at 342 meters a second. So I'm Aerodynamics. I hope you enjoyed the video. Safe landings.